ESPN FC live on a Sunday, recapping the day's action in the Premier League. 5 games, but only one place to start with. Mark Donaldson alongside Stevie Nicol will be joined from Stamford Bridge by Mark Ogden shortly once it all calms down. Because, Stevie, 8 goals split between Chelsea and Manchester City. The only downside about this game is the referee blew the final whistle. I could have watched this all day. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, it was a fantastic open you attack, we attack game pretty much from the start to the end. Chelsea, I think we have to give Chelsea a lot of credit. The one thing they couldn't do coming into this game was put the ball in the back of the net. And they finished up with 4 goals. I mean, who would have thunk it? I certainly wouldn't. I'm not surprised that City scored 4. But Chelsea, every opportunity they got, they went for it. And as I said, they got what they deserved, because neither side deserved to lose, and Chelsea certainly didn't deserve to lose this. So yeah, 4 apiece. Could have been more. Could have been 6 apiece. Goalkeepers making saves. Haaland probably should have had a hat-trick. Sanchez made a good save from him, 1-on-1. Cole Palmer, who had ice in his veins with that penalty to make it 4-4, should have scored earlier as well. Clean through, 1-on-1. With Edison. Edison, again, made a good save, but he should have scored. So, yeah, I mean, just end-to-end, chances galore, and 8 goals. I mean, an incredible game.
Yeah, as the wonderful commentator Peter Drury said, he said, City's boy becomes Chelsea's man as Cole Palmer slotted home the injury time penalty. Let's rewind. I was going to ask you, was it a fair result? You've covered that. You thought it was. Let's start with the first goal and Erling Haaland getting Manchester City off to a good start. What did you make of the way the game was going prior to City taking the lead?
Well, they basically scored when they were in top. Chelsea started the better of the two sides right from the get-go, and pretty much for the whole game. Every opportunity, every time there was a turnover, which unlike City, there was a lot of turnovers particularly in the first half. And Chelsea went after it. And Chelsea, as I said, started really well. But after about 10 minutes, City probably had the control of the game for a little spell. And then when they were in control of the game, they scored. And as the ball hit the back of the net, I thought, oh dear, this after such a good start, this could go badly wrong. But I'll tell you what, it didn't. Right from the kickoff, Chelsea were at it again. And got the goal, which, again, I thought they thoroughly deserved as well.
Was it a penalty for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. The penalties we saw today, I don't think any of them were in question whatsoever. There was no controversy. They're both penalty kicks. Yeah, and I'm glad, because in a game like this, what we didn't want was having to go to a VAR decision that could have gone either way. So yeah, I'm glad to say that both penalties, in my opinion, were penalty kicks, no danger.
Thiago Silva with the equaliser, not quite the oldest Premier League goal scorer in history, but it was a right time to get Chelsea back on level terms. And I suppose when we look back on it now, it kind of set the tone. Okay, you score, we'll score. And Chelsea knew that they had to have a go, and they were rewarded with this.
I think the timing of it is important. As I said, when Haaland slots home, I'm thinking, oh dear, this could go bad. I mean, I can't remember exactly how long it was, but it wasn't that long after that Silva got that header. And I think it was important because, the longer the game would have gone on, in my opinion, without Chelsea putting the ball away, I think it could have gone in a different direction. But the fact that they got rewarded so quickly, I think just pepped Chelsea up again. And from there, again, they kept at it for the 90 minutes. I kind of sound as though I'm praising Chelsea a lot here, but I think we need to, because I don't think any of us...
It's not a crime.
No, but I don't think any of us had Chelsea getting anything from this game. And it seems a little harsh on Man City. Listen, you scored 4 goals away from home.
Yeah, we also conceded 4.
Well, and I think that when we talk about City, that really is going to be the crux of the matter, unfortunately, because it's not a shock they scored 4. It is a shock that they let 4 in. But as I said, I think a lot of that is down to the way Chelsea went at them every opportunity they could.
Yeah, Thiago Silva just 4 minutes after the opening goal from the spot by Erling Haaland. Then Raheem Sterling puts Chelsea 2-1 up. Are you seeing a different Raheem Sterling, a better Raheem Sterling now than we saw maybe at the end of last season, the start of this season for Chelsea?
Ah, yeah, no question. And I honestly believe it's to do with him not getting picked for England. You know, I think he's just thought, yeah, I'm going to show everybody, never mind Gareth Southgate, that I'm still a factor in the Premier League, because he hasn't been for a while. But we saw that he today was back to his best, no question. He terrorised City goal whenever he got the ball and ran at them. Got his goal, and really just was a catalyst for them. Every time that they got on the ball, he was the one that wanted it. He got on it, and as I said, he ran at them for 90 minutes. So yeah, but I think no question this. I would pinpoint this down to Gareth Southgate dropping him. Okay. 3-4 weeks ago for the last international break, and so since then, in my opinion, he really has. He's stuck the bone in his mouth, and he's not letting it go.
It's funny. Before we came on air, I asked you, have you been involved in a 4-4 game? And we remember I think it was Kenny's last game in charge of Liverpool when you drew 4-4 against Everton in the FA Cup. So you know what it's like. You also know what it's like to head a ball, because you were decent at that. Not only that, but providing crosses in for headers. What about the header from Akanji just before half-time to make it 2-2?
Yeah, I guess the question is, how can he be all on his lonesome and stand on the top of the 6-yard box? At the same time, you talk about the perfect execution, right off the meat of the bat, into the side where the keeper's gone away from. I mean, it's almost like he had time to just sit and write it down, and then almost like a playbook type of header. It was absolute perfection, and it came at a good time as well, right before half time. Ideal for Guardiola to get his troops in and get them going again.
And to say, let's try and get a quick goal at the start of the second half. So they did with Erling Haaland. What did you make of this one?
It's just classic Haaland in the penalty box, isn't it?
Yeah.
If it's tight between two players and one of them's Haaland, you know who your money's on, right? I mean, listen, it wasn't the cleanest of goals. I think it actually eventually went in off his backside, but that's not what.
Are you sure it was his backside, or was it another piece of his anatomy?
No, it was his backside. I think he hit it, and then he ended up rolling on top of it, and then he sat on it. He did all kinds of contortionist type stuff on the ball. But the only thing that matters is it went in, and it counted. So yeah, to me that's classic Haaland in the penalty box when he's got a defender on him. When you're not quite sure whether he's going to reach it. I mean, he just has a way of getting on the end of things. Good ball across, but
Alvarez.
Yeah. Good ball across, but he's going to win that battle.
It becomes 3-3. Now, you said earlier it could easily be 6-6, 7-7 in this game. There were so many chances. Goalkeepers played a part in this. I thought some of the saves were really, really good. However, when Conor Gallagher strikes the ball, he struck it well. Ederson saves it, but goalkeepers try and get it wide. They try and get it away from danger. It was kind of parried into a dangerous area, wasn't it? How much fault are you putting on Ederson before Nico Jackson manages to get there first and poke it home for 3-3?
Well, it's not. I don't think you can turn around and say that's an absolute calamity.
No, it wasn't.
Because the strike was ferocious. It was a fantastic strike, and he has to react. So yes, listen, if we're talking textbook goalkeeping, he shouldn't knock it pretty much straight back out, because that's what happened. But at the same time, it's a good save because it's a ferocious strike, as I said. Yeah. So I'm kind of on the side of it was such a strong and good shot that he didn't have a lot of time, and he probably did well to get his hands on it. I think that's what I'll say. I certainly wouldn't turn around and say, "Oh, that's a disaster." Yeah. But again, you got to give Conor Gallagher credit for the strike. It was actually a positional change from Pochettino. Made some couple of substitutes that put him back in the middle of the park. So you can put this one down to Pochettino rejigging his lineup. Otherwise, Gallagher isn't in that position to actually strike it. But then again, you've got to give credit to Jackson as well, a guy who, in my opinion, in the game, I don't think was particularly great. But you can't argue he got his goal. He did what a striker's supposed to do. He follows everything in, and he pounced first and rolled the ball past Ederson. So, yeah.
We're now at a situation where you've put in all the hard work. You've done the hard yards. I'm taking you back to your days as a footballer. Then the super sub comes on, and you played with one of those specifically. Our super sub is Mark Ogden, and he's going to come in live from Stamford Bridge, and he's going to clean up. But he's going to describe the 7th goal, which is Rodri off Thiago Silva, and he's thinking, what with a potential rewrite, Oggy? What are you thinking at that stage when City go 4-3 up?
I mean, I was at a mad game on Wednesday. I was at Copenhagen on Wednesday, and I thought, here we go again. And then Rodri scores the goal, takes a deflection, and you're thinking, well, that's it. City have won the game, and they're going 3 points clear. But Chelsea didn't deserve to lose today, and you just sense that they might get another chance. And then for Cole Palmer to step up against his old team, who knows everything about him, everything that's gone through, that Pep let him go. I mean, he took some courage to score that goal, and incredible, really. But yeah, I mean, when Rodri scores, you think that's game over, don't you? It's Man City. They don't let a 4-3 lead slip in stoppage time, but that's what they did. So, incredible game. Incredible.
How many rewrites?
I was actually talking to the TV at this stage because I was really surprised that Cole Palmer was taking the penalty, because if anybody's going to know about Cole Palmer, it's going to be Ederson. So I was kind of, oh dear, I'm not sure I would do this. I think if I was Pochettino, I might have been sending on some info for somebody else to take it. But at the same time, you give him credit. He stuck at the opposite side of where Ederson was, and it's a great goal. But I can assure you, I was if I'd been the coach, I think I might have changed the penalty taker for this particular one.
Just on Palmer, the first penalty he scored, he had a bit of a wrestling match with Raheem Sterling, if you remember. Sterling wanted the penalty, and Palmer was like, no, it's me. And that took courage as well, considering he was a young kid. And each time he's had a penalty, I think at Burnley, at Tottenham, here, he's just stuck it in the back of the net, and he's just shown incredible confidence and maturity. And I can't understand why he's not in the England squad. Gareth Southgate has got two games against Malta and North Macedonia, which are meaningless, basically. England won the group. Malta and North Macedonia can't qualify. Give the kids a chance. Give Cole Palmer a chance. But he's not even in the squad. So I don't know what he has to do. But again, I think if Southgate wanted to, have questions about his temperament or his mood, then that answered the question that Cole Palmer's definitely got a temperament for doing it on the big occasion, because that is a pressure penalty in stoppage time against Man City at home.
Okay, we've been through all 8 goals. I want to talk a kind of broader picture now. What did that game today tell us about Chelsea's character now, after a few months under Pochettino?
To be honest, they look like a team now. They look like a group of players that are playing with each other and for each other. They look obviously had a lot of players to try at the start of the season, but just little things where they're going at tackles and they're high-fiving each other, and when it kicks off on the pitch in terms of like confrontations, they're there. They're not waiting for somebody else to come in. When the Man City players are surrounding the referee or surrounding one of their players, 3 or 4 come along as well. And for me, that is a sign of a strong dressing room where everybody is fighting for each other. And that, considering where they were 3 or 4 months ago, is real progress. Yeah. And obviously, as a team as well, they're much better. For me, that Chelsea are putting tackles in, and they're breaking fast, and they just look a good team now. They look a developing team. They're a young team, but he's definitely got them on the right track. And I think they're still quite a way off the top 4, but I think Chelsea are going to get some momentum there, because they beat Tottenham on Monday. That's 8 goals in 2 games against which were the top 2 at the start of the week. So they're definitely making progress, but obviously still a bit of a way to go.
10th in the table right now. Stevie Marks just mentioned the word team 3 times in the same sentence, and that's a word that's been missing from this Chelsea side, whether it's under Pochettino or whatever. It's like, oh, you come in with billions of dollars of cash, you can spend whatever you want. Yeah, but they've signed individuals that haven't gelled. Is this week with the win at Spurs, albeit it was against 9, but you've still got to beat them, and Nico Jackson getting his confidence, and this comeback against Man City, could this be the turning point for Chelsea's season?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think we still need to look at the big picture. You know, we're talking about Chelsea in the terms of, 2 wins, 8 goals. Listen, let's not forget they lost 4 goals today as well, and they could have lost more. So it's been a fantastic game. But the big picture is, yes, they were fighting for each other. And I think when you do have younger players, that tends to happen quicker. But yeah, I mean, I think what it means is they absolutely are going to be in the top 10 and maybe fighting for a Conference League European spot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're going to be going on some great big long run now undefeated or anything like that, because they still have a problem, in my opinion, at centre forward. Palmer and Sterling, I thought today were really good. Jackson did get his goal, but I didn't think he was particularly great. At times I thought he'd been substituted before he scored that goal, to be honest with you. And they did let 4 in. So I think we need to calm down a little bit. Yeah, they did a lot of praise and a lot of pats in the back for the fighting, gutsy performance they put up today. But they've still got a long, long way to go.
Augie, I know you've got to go to the press conferences. We won't keep you much longer. I just want to check, what's your narrative from this one? Do you focus in on the City old boy that's gone to Chelsea and scored against them, or do you take a bigger picture? And if you do, is it more Chelsea or Manchester City based, the narrative from this game?
Yeah, these games are always the biggest nightmare because there's so many stories out of it. There's not one obvious, like I say, narrative. And I think, you can look at it 2 ways. You can look at, like we just discussed about Chelsea, a team coming together, gelling together, Cole Palmer, just him on his own. What a story that is, in the sense that, released by City, well, not released, but sold by City at the start of the season. And now he's really performing well. But I think, for me, a kind of a bigger picture piece is Man City. And I guess it's one of those pieces where you pose the question, are they giving their rivals a chance this year? They're conceding 4 goals and they already lost a couple of games this year. Have City shown signs of weakness that their rivals can target and can kind of take advantage of? Or have City just shown today that they're really hard to beat because they've conceded 4 goals and they still haven't lost? So, I don't know. I mean, it's one of those where it's a very tight league this year. Liverpool next. I think Liverpool are, 1 point behind. There's a lot of teams close together. My view is that City will pull away anyway. And I think today showed that you can score 4 against City, but you still won't win, and that's kind of a bit of a concern. But I think bigger picture is what does this City team tell us, and what are they? Are they just kind of bedding down, or have they got problems that can be exploited by the rivals?
It's funny. Okay. It's funny you said that, Augie, because I was thinking the opposite way around. I was thinking that City have shown us that they can be vulnerable, and that this is actually going to be a title race, as opposed to you saying, they've let 4 goals in and still not lost. I mean, you could actually. We're both probably right.
Well, that's my that's the piece I was thinking. Which one is it? Because you can kind of argue both, and it's kind of we probably don't know yet. But is it? Right. Are they showing signs of weaknesses, or are they just kind of really hard to beat? So it's a toss of a coin, isn't it?
Right.
I tell you what, give us 1,500 words on each in the next hour plus press conference reaction, and we'll let you go. Augie, thank you, pal. We appreciate your time. Mark Ogden live at Stamford Bridge after a crazy game. Chelsea 4, Manchester City 4. So, Stevie Nicol, we have a rather congested top 5. 3 points separating Aston Villa in 5th and Manchester City top. Now, yes, you've got your leanings, and we'll talk about Liverpool in just a second. But I tell you what, going into an international break, from a neutral perspective, give me some of that. No one's running away with it. There's lots of little stories and narratives. Villa's home form's unbelievable. Liverpool have found form again. So, yes, there's a title race, but with 5 involved, we can't be complaining at that, can we?
No. I mean, some would argue that, is it really 5? Do we really think...
Well, there's 5 within 3 points. You can't change what's going to happen.
No, but do we really think that Aston Villa are going to do...
Probably not now, but don't ruin the narrative.
All right. Any one of the 5 could win this.
Yes.
This is how good it is. It's so tight.
Yes. Sell the product, Stevie. Yeah. Sell the product.
No, listen,
Liverpool.
It's great if you're an Arsenal fan, if you're a Liverpool fan, if you're a Villa fan. It's great, and it's great for everybody, because I'm going to go the way I was talking to Augie and say that, City have shown a vulnerability today that we didn't expect. I think we all expect a comfortable victory today. I certainly did, which would top off the narrative of this is City on one of those runs again. Well, that's kind of been blown out the water because they've given. Not only did they give 4 goals away, but they didn't take care of the ball the way City normally do. And they've done that quite a lot since the start of the season when you really think about it. And maybe have gotten away with it more often than not. So I think that for me, that would be the narrative. Yes, you can't argue with facts. There are 5 teams within 3 points, which is fantastic. It'll certainly shut up all these people who talk about the Premier League just being a, can anybody catch City? Certainly that doesn't seem to be the case. So yeah, it's fantastic for everybody, and absolutely there's a race on.
Okay, you said you were talking to the TV when Cole Palmer had the ball in his hands prior to the penalty. Do you talk to the TV a lot during Liverpool games? Because Liverpool beat Brentford by 3-0 today. Obviously, I'm sure at times you might speak to Eleanor, your wife, but the TV doesn't speak back. Careful. Liverpool 3, Brentford 0. How much did you talk to the TV during this one?
Well, listen, on paper it looks comfortable. There are a couple of goals disallowed as well. Nunez, 2 disallowed. It was kind of a strange game because in some ways it was comfortable, but in other ways it wasn't, because Brentford, had they been better on the break, could have stolen something from this game. Alisson had to make a big save at 0-0 in the first half. And then there was 2 or 3 other occasions where Brentford broke on Liverpool and either picked the wrong pass or it was a poor last phase of play. It kind of kept you on your seat watching it, even at 1-0.
Because Mbeumo had a chance, didn't he, when he was put through 1-on-1 and he could have equalised or he could have got a goal back for Brentford.
Yeah. So, but there was 2 or 3 occasions like that. And even though it was 1-0, generally at Anfield, when Liverpool, open the score and you're like, well, this is probably done now. Yeah. That comfortable feeling wasn't there until the 3rd goal from Jota. Even after Mo had headed the second one, Mo Salah.
A header from Salah.
Say that, yeah. But even after that, I'm still thinking they're capable on the break. But as I said, Jota got the 3rd, and then the worry was over. But yeah, it was a strange one. It was comfortable in the end, but you were kind of on the edge of your seat a little. They still look a little vulnerable defensively, Liverpool, when teams are breaking on them.
That leads me to this next question. They're only a point behind Manchester City now, but if 10 out of 10 is absolute perfection, what mark out of 10 are you giving Liverpool from what you have seen so far this season?
Well, I'm probably somewhere around 7 or 8,
which is pretty good when they're only a point behind Man City if they're not at their best yet.
Yeah, well, are they only a point behind because City have dropped a lot more points than we expected, or are they only?
It's not in Liverpool's hands what City do.
Are they only a point behind because of the way how great they're playing? I mean, it depends which way you want to look at it. Liverpool, no question, at home, I think, look like the Liverpool of old, pretty much. But away from home, and every game they've played away from home, in my opinion, they've looked vulnerable. So that's why I'm between 7 and 8, to be honest with you, even though they're only a point behind. Which I'm sure if somebody giving Klopp that, you're only a point behind City after 12 games, then he probably would have went, that's not bad. So yeah, so I guess that's it. Liverpool have been no bad.
What if I gave you a point right now against Manchester City in the first game back after the international break and you didn't have to play the game? Would you take it? Would Liverpool fans take it? Would Jurgen Klopp take it?
Oh, that's a tough one. I don't know if I can answer that.
Ooh.
In some ways, yes, but in other ways, no. I mean, let's be honest. Looking at it right now, it could be 4-4 again.
I'll take that.
Oof. Do you know what? Considering it's away from home, I'd probably say, okay, I'll take the point.
Okay. Other games, Aston Villa getting a good win over Fulham 3-1. Brighton were 1-0 up on Sheffield United, but couldn't get the job done. That's a good point. Good couple of games for Sheffield United. And West Ham, my goodness, that was a roller coaster of emotions, eventually winning 3-2 against Nottingham Forest. But there was only one game that everyone will be talking about over the next 24 hours as far as drama is concerned. 8 goals at the Bridge. Chelsea leave it late to snatch a point thanks to a Man City old boy or young boy in Cole Palmer. Bye for now.